The detention cell aboard the Zephyrian interrogation vessel Mindbreaker hummed with an ominous energy field designed to suppress the neural activity of most sentient species. Commander Thex-9 observed the human prisoner through the reinforced plasma barrier, his four eyes studying the peculiar creature with growing frustration. The human sat cross-legged on the metal floor, eyes closed, breathing steadily. After 72 standard hours of advanced psychological and physical torture techniques, the alien was beginning to question everything he knew about biological limits. Subject remains unresponsive to neural disruptors, reported Subcommander Helix, her tentacles twitching nervously as she reviewed the datapad. Pain threshold readings are impossible. Thex-9's mandibles clicked in annoyance. The Zephyrian Collective had conquered 47 star systems using their infamous interrogation methods. Their bioengineered torture techniques could break the will of even the most resilient Krillian war beasts within hours. Yet this single human, identified only as Sergeant Marcus Chen, Terran Defense Corps, had endured everything they threw at him with disturbing composure. Increase the neural feedback amplitude, Thex-9 ordered. Double the pain receptors. The energy field intensified, crackling with visible electrical discharge. Most creatures would be writhing in agony, their minds shattered by the artificial stimulation of every pain nerve in their body. Chen simply opened his eyes and looked directly at the observation window. "Is this the warm-up?" he asked, his voice carrying clearly through the comm system. "Because I'm getting kind of bored." Ilix's datapad clattered to the floor. In 17 years of service, she had never heard a torture subject complain about boredom during peak neural stimulation. "Impossible," Thex-9 muttered. "Run a biological scan. This creature must be artificially enhanced." The scanning beam swept over Chen's body, revealing standard human physiology. No cybernetic implants, no genetic modifications, no exotic shielding technology. Just flesh, bone, and an apparently unbreakable will. "Sir," Helix whispered, "the scans show he's completely baseline. No enhancements whatsoever." Chen stretched, his joints popping audibly. "You know, this reminds me of my ex-wife's cooking. Same kind of burning sensation, but at least she served dinner afterward." The alien interrogators exchanged horrified glances. Was the human making jokes? "Perhaps we should try the memory extraction protocol," suggested Helix. "Direct neural interface to forcibly download his information." Excellent thinking. Thex-9 activated the memory probe, a device that literally tore thoughts from a subject's mind, leaving most species in a permanent vegetative state. The mechanical arms descended from the ceiling, positioning the neural spikes inches from Chen's skull. Chen watched with mild interest. "Oh, you're going for the brain thing. Fair warning, there's some weird stuff up there. I once spent 3 days thinking about whether hot dogs are sandwiches. You might want to skip that section." The neural spikes penetrated his skull with surgical precision. The memory extraction beam fired directly into his cerebral cortex. For 30 seconds, the machine hummed normally. Then it began sparking. Warning lights flashed across the control panel as error messages cascaded down the screens. "What's happening?" Thex-9 demanded. "The probe is overwhelmed," Helix reported in disbelief. "It's receiving too much data. The human's memories are causing a system overload." "That's impossible. The probe can process the entire collected knowledge of a hyperintelligence." On the monitor, they could see flashes of Chen's memories. Fragments of human history, culture, and experience flowing too fast for their equipment to process. Images of humans enduring ice ages, world wars, natural disasters, Monday mornings, tax season, and family reunions. The sheer volume and intensity of human suffering, perseverance, and stubborn refusal to quit was literally burning out their most advanced technology. The memory probe exploded in a shower of sparks. Chen blinked as the smoking remains retracted. "Huh. That tickled. You guys want to try something else, or should I start telling you about the time my unit held a position for 6 days straight, while eating nothing but expired ration bars and drinking rainwater?" Thex-9 staggered backward. In his species' entire military history, they had never encountered anything like this. The human hadn't just resisted their torture, he had broken their equipment simply by being himself. "Commander," Elix's voice was barely a whisper, "I think we may have made a tactical error." "What do you mean?" "I've been reviewing the intelligence reports on human combat psychology. Sir, they volunteer for this. They call it military training, and they pay to experience it. Some of them do it for recreation." The color drained from Thex-9's exoskeleton. "Are you telling me this human has been voluntarily subjecting himself to torture his entire adult life?" "Not just him, sir. Their entire military. They have a saying, 'Pain is weakness leaving the body.'" Chen stood up and walked to the plasma barrier. "Look, I don't want to be rude, but when are we getting to the actual interrogation? So far, this has been like a day at the spa compared to boot camp. Do you have anything that might actually be challenging?" Thex-9 looked at his subordinate. Ilix looked back at him. In that moment, they both reached the same terrifying conclusion. They hadn't captured a prisoner. They had invited a predator onto their ship. "Sir," Ilix said slowly, "perhaps we should consider negotiations instead." Chen smiled, and for the first time since his capture, the expression didn't look entirely friendly. "Now you're talking. But first, I think we need to discuss the terms of your surrender." The Mindbreaker, flagship of the Zephyrian interrogation fleet, had finally encountered something it couldn't break. Unfortunately for the Zephyrians, that something was simply a human having a regular Tuesday.